Hi, I'm Demi and I'm part of the Help to Save team. Just going to show you today what Help to Save is, what it's about. I'm going to go through the slides and Chris is going to be available in the chat just to answer any questions that anyone has, but also we will go through questions and answers at the end as well. Okay. Okay, so the points that we're going to be covering today is just what Help to Save is and why it was introduced, who is eligible for the scheme and how to apply. And also how the bonuses will work and what you need to know when opening an account. So Help to Save is a government-backed savings scheme. It offers a 50% incentive for those that do open the account, and that's a good way of getting people to start saving with Help to Save. It's a flexible account, and in that sense, savers can put in between £1 to £50 per month. They can make multiple deposits and they can withdraw as and when they need to, so it is very flexible. Help to Save was introduced to encourage people on a low income, just to create a savings habit and provide them with a safety net to stay away from things like payday loans and have a bit of money aside for things that do pop up. Okay, so with this account, it works well by making depositing small amounts more regularly. So as I said previously, it is very flexible, so you could put in £1 and then you might decide close at the end of the month, just before payday, actually I'm going to put another £5 in because I can afford to do so. And then on that £5 you're depositing, you're going to get a £2.50 bonus. So, you know, it's worth doing. You do also get 2 bonuses over the period of the account's lifespan. So you are going to see the benefits of that before the account's actually closed. And it also provides the financial buffer for the unexpected expenses, which I said previously. So, you know, your washing machine breaks, rather than getting a payday loan, you just use the money that you've got sat in the account. You will still receive your first bonus on the maximum amount that you had saved within those first 2 years. The idea is also just to encourage a longer term savings habit. So you've been saving for 4 years, you've received your bonuses, but actually you realise you can afford to continue saving that £50 each month going forward. So you would just continue doing so.
Forgot I had a job.
So to be eligible to open a Help to Save account, you do have to be working, but also receiving universal credit. You do have to have had a take-home pay of £1 or more within your last monthly assessment period of universal credit. Now, if you are in a couple and receiving universal credit both working, you can't have a joint account. However, you do open them as an individual, so you can have 2 accounts within the household, and you would both save regularly in your accounts and both receive the bonuses as well. You can only have 1 account at the moment, so once you've had a Help to Save account and that's run its lifespan, you can't open another one. So to open a Help to Save account, you can check if you're eligible by going on the Gov website or checking on your HMRC app. It takes just a couple of minutes. If you struggle to apply digitally, you can also do it via the telephone, ringing an SNI, and they can do it over the phone with you. You will need to provide your details and you will need your national insurance number as well.
Remember that thing.
Okay, so to manage the account, as I have said, you put in between £1 to £50. Obviously, the more you put in, the bigger your bonus is going to be. So the idea is to try and put in your £50 each calendar month. If you need to, you can withdraw the funds, and you manage the account by logging in online. There you can see how much you've saved, how much bonus you've got due, and you can deposit online as well. You can also do all this over the telephone on the same number that was on the previous slide, which will also be sent out, so you can have a look at that. So you get 2 bonuses, one after your 2nd year of saving and again after your 4th year. Your first bonus is the 50% is 50% based on the highest balance that you achieved in the first 2 years. And the second one is based on the difference between the highest balance achieved during years 3 and 4. So you do have to have saved more over the 3rd and 4th year to be eligible for the second bonus. But the idea is if you save the £50 per month, you will have saved 2,400 overall, and you will have gotten £1,200 back in bonuses, and that would work out as £600 after the 2nd year and £600 again after your 4th year. I'll not go through the bonus example. That's just there so you can have a look to see how it would work for you. We can provide other examples if you require them, but that's just there really for you to have a little look at to see how the bonus works. Okay, so the bonuses shouldn't really affect you, other than we do have to advise that if your capital is between 6,000 and 16,000, your universal credit payment may be reduced. And obviously, if it's over 16,000, if your savings and your bonus takes you over the 16,000 savings, you may lose your universal credit. So that's just worth knowing and have a little look at as well. Okay, so this is just around what would happen if you were no longer eligible for universal credit, but you'd already opened a Help to Save account. So if you've opened a Help to Save account and then the following day you're no longer entitled universal credit, you will still keep that account open for the 4 years. You've already got the account, so that doesn't change and it doesn't close. And you can, as I say, deposit between £1 to £50, so you can just put in as much as you can afford each month, and you can make more deposits as long as it doesn't go over the £50. You can also close your account anytime if you decide you no longer wish to save. However, it will affect your bonus period. Also, if you leave the UK for longer than 4 weeks, then obviously you've got to make universal credit aware. Therefore, you may not be entitled. However, anything less than 4 weeks won't affect the account. This is just a couple of frequently asked questions. I'll not go through them. As I say, you're going to get the slides, so you can have a look at them if you wish. Does anyone? So this is just where you find further information, and that's the telephone number if you want to wish to check if you're eligible to open an account, and the HMRC app link there as well. At the bottom of that also we've got our mailbox, and that's just there if anyone's got anything to ask at the end of this session. We're happy to answer any queries. We're a small team, so one of us will get back to you quite promptly. Yeah. Has anyone got any questions? Sorry.
I'll stop sharing that now. That was very quick.
Fantastic. That was a whistle-stop tour.
Sorry.
No. That's good. When you gave a presentation a few months ago now through Money Guiders, if I remember rightly, and my first response was, this must be too good to be true. Kind of this if you can this bonus.
Yep.
This idea of a 50% bonus after 2 years, surely it's too good to be true. You don't get money like that from the government, surely.
You definitely do, Mark.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time I've heard that. Help to Save's been around for about 7 years. It has changed a couple of times. It was originally only supposed to run for 2 years, but it's been extended by obviously different governments. It's got cross-government support. With Money Guiders, we worked in Northern Ireland as well, so it's across the UK, so all regions and nations. So it has support. What I'm trying to say is it has support across government in all the regions and nations. It is a genuinely good thing, and it does what it says on the tin. It's to encourage people to save who don't traditionally save, and it does do that. The evidence is there. We've had Ipsos Mori run surveys, and like independently, and gone out to people, and people have genuinely said it's helped. I probably shouldn't mention that Martin Lewis is a big advocate of it. He helps quite a bit for this. He advocates it on his show quite a few times. He's actually done a couple of short videos where he's had something that we believe it or not can't do. We actually work for HMRC. We administer this on behalf of Treasury, so it's a Treasury product. So it is government money. It is safe money. NSNI, the government's bank, are the people who do the banking in the background, so the money stays here and there. But Martin Lewis did a couple of things where he got some sort of testimonials. So he did like some videos where people who had Hope to Save accounts. And the evidence in what he produced and in the surveys is that people who use this continue to save, and people sort of didn't realise that it was possible to save in small amounts in the bank, and how financially and in some ways mental health wise, it helps people knowing that you've got a bit of money, knowing that you can save, and you've got money in the bank when things go wrong. And that's what it's about. And you're right about the too good to be true. The getting free money from the government is such a rare thing. It's unheard of. But how do we reassure people that it is genuine? And the only way I can think of is people opening accounts, saving money. Well, I've got this money, and you know, you've got again Martin Lewis's chat rooms, forums. That's the right word for it. Reddit, social media. It's out there. A lot more people. There's a lot more people eligible than have opened accounts, and it's, I suppose, the way to think about it is to never fill a bucket. People move off universal credit, people move into universal credit, people become eligible. I personally, I'm not on commission, I don't get anything from this. I would like to see a lot more people open accounts, which is why we do things like this, to try and encourage people like yourselves to talk about it. And that's what it's all about. Let people know that it's an option for them. And the decision's up to them. If people want to do it, fair play, go for it. But I do assure you that it is genuine. The bonus of 2 years, certainly, even if people open this as a 2-year thing and get the 50% of one on top of whatever they've saved, because as Demi said, you don't have to, you know, the money's there to use if you need it. It's not like an ISA, it's not held in for a set amount of time. Take the money out if you need it. But you still, the really good thing, and one of the other unbelievable things is if you save £600 but you took it out, at 2 years you'll still get £300 because you had £600 in, even if you've got nothing in it now. So yeah, really good. If anybody needs any assurance, I'm available to. Believe it, I haven't benefited from this other than being employed. I haven't benefited from this at all. I've never been able to open an account myself, and none of my family have. But I do know people, and there are people who work in HMRC quite a lot who have had accounts, and some of the first people who opened these, in fact, the first 8 people ever to open them were HMRC employees. Which is another point, actually, because people always think, well, it's for low-income people. Not necessarily. There's a lot of people getting a little bit of universal credit, just a little top-up. Working families, certainly, people with children. You never know anybody's circumstances, and you don't need to. It's up to them to have a look. Like Timmy said, it's on the HMRC app, which is the easiest place to look it up. And I would advise anybody to get the HMRC app. And again, I'm not on commission for that, but it'll tell you a lot of information, national insurance payments, things like that. It's worth a look anyway. And there's a button on there. If you're eligible for it, it tells you straight away you're eligible for Help to Save. Do you want to open one? It's that easy. It is a little bit too good to true, a little bit too easy. We made it that way, but it's not what normally happens with these things. It's normally quite difficult. And we are available to speak to anybody. We have a call centre within HMRC and we have a call centre within NSNI. And it's probably one of the only departments, and again, I probably shouldn't say this, within HMRC who do answer the phone quite promptly. So if you do need to talk to somebody and you want to ask a question, give us a ring.
Fantastic.
I've rambled on, I'm not sorry, I do that.
No. It's really good. It's really good to have the presentation and to kind of hear the nuts and bolts of it. We will share the presentation. I will share the presentation to folk here, but also to folk that couldn't join us today, and the various contacts and websites that people can go to in order to check, and of course the app as well. And
I should say, if anybody in any organisation wants us to do this sort of thing for them, I mean, you've seen it, it probably takes us 10 minutes to explain it. More than happy to get involved if anybody wants to contact us, and we'll do our best. Somebody's got a hand up, I think.
Yeah, David, let's see if I can. I am going to allow David's camera, such power, and allow his mic. So, David, morning.
Hey, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, I just got a couple of questions. Probably more practical questions about it. One of them was about, so that the maximum period is 4 years. What happens when those accounts then are closed? Is there any process for encouraging those people to then put those savings that they've still got in there into another savings account? Is that something that we should be looking at in Swindon if it's not something that's part of the process already?
Good question. Something that I personally think there should be, but there isn't. We have had discussions with, certainly with Treasury, and you would think NSNI would try and encourage people as well. Unfortunately not. There's been many discussions around it, and I don't want to get into the whys and wherefore. The basic answer is there isn't. The idea is people continue saving themselves after that, and then so what happens is that when the account closes, the two bonuses of 2 years and 4 years get paid into a bank account that you tell us you want it paid into. So you nominate a bank account, and it can be any UK bank account. It doesn't have to be your bank account. It can be a parent, child, anything. And then at the end of the 4 year period, whatever you've got left in savings in that account also gets returned to that bank account that you've told us you want to go to. Unfortunately, we've not been able to say, right, we're going to put that in a savings account for you, and it's up to you if you want to take it out. So it's that. Yeah. The argument is always, should we, shouldn't we, the idea is to try and get people to start managing themselves. Certainly for yourselves, I mean, we talk to a lot of credit unions and other banking organisations. Believe it or not, some of the high street banks actually promote this. What the name of the bank is, a big HSBC, that's them, thanks to me. They have actually a Help to Save page where they advocate this. Because when people have finished it, or if they've got their own bank account, the money has to go somewhere. So I think what they're thinking is, if we're their bank, then if they are going to continue saving, then they'll put the money with us. There are talks at the moment. Help to Save is due to end in 2027, so April 2027. I would say it has been extended for 2 years every time it's looked like it was going to end, because consecutive governments and Treasury ministers and the Chancellor have always seen it as a good thing.
So if it ends in 2027, does that mean that it would end, you just wouldn't accept any more new applications? Yes. And they would still run their 4 year course? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. But there is chatter, and I'm not involved in it, about something that would take over from Help to Save after that, because they do see that there is a value in having something like this. So if it doesn't continue after 2027, there will be something else that takes its place. And like I say, that the very early stages of talking that, and I'm literally not involved other than telling them how this works. But watch this space.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, it's just whether, if we're sort of looking to promote it across Swindon and stuff, it might be that we just work out, when's the best opportunity to let people know that, it runs a certain course, and after that, we strongly encourage you to still have a savings account of some sort, etc. And it might be that we just have to do that at the beginning of the process rather than being able to do it at the end.
Do you advocate or support any of the credit unions, or?
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
we do, and we have Clive, who is representing the Acorn Community Bank, which is our local credit union. So he's on the call at the moment, hidden behind his camera, and he's here. And we work closely.
I am a big advocate of credit unions as well. We're closely with one at Gateshead, and we do have one within civil service as well. So yeah, to be encouraged.
Brilliant. The only other question I had was around. I think you mentioned that you manage the account online. I just wondered whether you'd had any kind of not issues, but any sort of feedback that some people were not able to kind of progress with it because it's a managed online only sort of service.
It actually isn't. We do have. I think Debbie mentioned, but we didn't go into detail. So I think when you open the account, it is what we refer to as digital by default. So the emphasis is always to try and encourage people to use online or use the app. But we can absolutely, anybody who can't use the internet, and there are still places in the UK, and I'm going to try it, where you can't get the internet. We refer to it as digitally excluded. People who can't. So we have the phone number, which we had on one of the slides there, which we will share. People can use the phone to phone in and say, I want to put that amount of money in. You can just fax money as well if you. Well, that is technically online, isn't necessarily a thing, but you can just phone up and pay with debit card. What happens is when you open an account and you're not digital, everything comes out by post, basically. There aren't many, I'll be honest. It's less than 1% of people who go that way these days, but we absolutely have to do that, and we have to make it available for everybody.
Yeah, that's fine. We just obviously, it's going to be a small proportion, but we want to make sure that we're offering that, to everybody as far as we can. Brilliant, thank you.
No problem. Thank you for the questions.
Fantastic. Clive has put something in the chat. So if I can find Clive on my screen, I will. I'm going to allow his mic and his camera. And if he would like to come on screen, then he can say something about credit unions or support for the scheme. Maybe.
I'm over here, Mark.
Morning.
Up a bit, left a bit. There I am.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. So, as Mark said, I represent Acorn Community Bank. It's a credit union based in Swindon, actually, and we cover the area around Swindon and other counties as well. Credit unions, traditionally, we encourage people to save when they can, as much as they can. It's the way of building up financial resilience, and I think, as Demi Lee might have said earlier, it helps to stop people going to high interest lenders, loan sharks, and all the people that we know are not good for family finances. But credit unions are incredibly supportive of this scheme. How could we not be supportive? It's a fantastic offering from the government. At the moment, it is backed by NS&I, and the credit union movement as a whole is working with the government to see how we can be part of an expansion from 2027. So that at the moment there are limitations on who can use the scheme, but across the UK there are something of the order of 20 million people who are financially vulnerable, which is a much bigger number than this scheme covers. And we want to see savings incentives extended across a much larger proportion of the population to try and create financial resilience for individuals and for families. So we are here. We want to be partners in the expansion of this scheme, but also generally in communities around the area to help people build resilience in their finances.
Great.
Thank you, Clive. Yeah, we have a financial well-being plan which we're working on at the moment, and Clive and Acorn Bank are quite an important part of that, and that element of creating a borough of savers. So credit union and this scheme as well, that encourages that, anything that encourages or enables people to save is brilliant. And key tools really, I think, in our box of tricks, or not tricks because it's not magic. Yeah, so thank you. We have folk from Swindon Borough Council, we have folk from external groups in here, as you would have already seen. But it's really interesting. It was really interesting what you said, Chris, about how the first few, or the first half dozen people to sign up to Help to Save were HMRC, so internal employees, and it could be that that's where we start at home almost. Really, we will have perhaps people connected with the council who will be in the situation that you mentioned.
Absolutely. I mean, the best advocates are the people who've experienced it and it's worked for them. So definitely. Yeah. I mean, those people obviously were eligible, so it wasn't a case that they weren't eligible for it at the time.
Yeah.
And I would love to have one myself, but not
is, yeah. That the kind of interest rate that's being offered,
is unbeatable.
Indeed. A great incentive to start it at the very least.
Yeah, and it is, as Clive said, a small part of the things that we can do or would like to do. But start somewhere, as you said.
Yeah. Are there any other questions? I will share the slides. I will share a link to the recording as well. I'll do a little bit of editing, topping and tailing, and I'll also, it should be able to produce some notes, which will highlight many of the things that were said. So hopefully all those things covered, there will be chance to, if you've a chance to catch up, I suppose, and just find the facts out again.
Brilliant. We'll drop you the slide back out and just some other bits and pieces of information. Just feel free to share on.
Brilliant. Thank you, and thank you ever so much for your time. Thank you all for coming along, and thanks Demi and Chris for the presentation and answering all those questions. And again, it really sounds like it's too good to be true, but it really is true. And yeah, I think
tell everyone.
The more people we can tell, the better, and the more people can get signed up, the better. In the very least, sign up to the HMRC app, which I'm going to go and look for in a minute as well. So so thank you so much, and
thank you for the opportunity, much appreciated.
Oh yeah, just one more question. Joe, who works for Centre for Sustainable Energy in Warm and Safe Wiltshire, she just asked, are there any flyers that can be put on? We do a lot of outreach, and Joe does a lot of outreach as well. Are there any flyers available to be able to?
Yes, is the short answer. I'll send you soft copy to print yourself, but if you want hard copy, I'm looking at Demi. We can post some out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's when we say flyer, it's sort of a credit card size. Sorry, it's like a multi-fold leaflet that gives you all the information that you need. It looks like a £50 note, folded into a quarter, but it really works. It gets your attention, so we can send you some of them out, not a problem.
That'd be brilliant. Thank you. Yes, that will be wonderful. I know that many of us go and do a bit of outreach, and we've got some coming up. In fact, we have quite a bit of outreach coming up. So, that's seems to be very popular. Seems to be very popular. Oh, someone's just coming in now, just as we're finishing. It does seem to be very popular, actually, the flyers. So,
what have I done? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, we can do that.
We will, but at the very least, electronic copy as well would be really useful. So, thank you.
That's not a problem at all. Okay.
Thank you so much for your time, and I hope the sun is shining where you are. It's kind of shining here. It's certainly better than it was yesterday, but I hope you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Mark.
Right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks very much.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.